passion, perseverance,
Yes.
persistence, and perspiration. So I was a university rank holder and I set off on my journey thinking that everything would be rosy and things would be okay. But it was not so. As I was the first lady engineer for Bharat Petroleum, the facilities were also limited. I started work in the plant, and even the toilet facilities were not there.
Confucius said, choose a job you love, and you will never have to work for a single day in your life. Today, we have somebody with us who loved her work so much. She is the first woman engineer in oil industry. She is an engineer by profession, and she has won several national awards of innovation, and she has served in BPCL for decades. Welcome, Mrs. Gita Ramachandran on Sip and Talk with Vikram.
Hello, Vikram. It's so nice to get connected with you. I know it's a very prestigious show, and people want to join this show and be there presented by you.
Thank you. So, Geeta, you have such a diverse and such a versatile work profile. Your professional pursuits have been running over several decades, and I would love to hear from you about your professional side.
I started way back in the 1970s, late 70s, I should say. I joined Bharat Petroleum. But in the late or early 80s, we did not have computers and we did not have the facilities that today we have. Today, the budding engineers, they have all types of facilities. They can Google everything, they can find out. But we were not privileged that way. So I was a university rank holder and I set off on my journey thinking that everything would be rosy and things would be okay. But it was not so. That is how my journey in the engineering line started.
So, Geeta, you have started your journey as an engineer, and gradually you have now written a book about which we are talking now, Skyrocket to New Heights. And this is a lovely book which is available on Amazon. And let me show to the viewers where it is available. So here it is. Congratulations to you, Geeta, for bringing out such a beautiful book. And tell us something about this book that you have written, what it is all about, who should be reading it.
Uh, I, as I told you before, when I started this journey, we did not have any means of getting information on how to progress in our career. So I did not have mentors also, as I was the first lady engineer for Bharat Petroleum. The facilities were also limited. I started work in the plant, and even the toilet facilities were not there. So starting at that time was pretty difficult. But then over a period of time, I realized that if I have to solve my problem, I only need to work on myself. So I started gathering a lot of information about how to progress, what is motivation, what is setting about goals and things like that. And I went on accumulating my noting. So when I was going ahead in my journey, I realized that when the new budding engineers join, they are not equipped with anything, even though they can search on the internet and find out details, but they were not proficient enough to actually carry out those. So I thought my notings will be useful, and when once I joined this course, I realized that I can put them to effect, and probably a lot of people can benefit out of this. So this idea of the book came with the thought that let me help people to become more better in and deliver better performance and increase their productivity.
Catherine Whitehorn, she said that find out what you love doing best and get someone to pay you for it. So there's
Yes.
nothing like doing a work which you get paid for and you love doing it and the world needs it. It is something like finding your own ikigai. So how did you find your ikigai?
In my case, I am a person who loves to do whatever I am involved with. So when I joined Bharat Petroleum, I was put in the plant and I enjoyed working on that. Later on, I came into computer department and I enjoyed working over there. And over a period of time, I was on deputation to Bharat Petroleum Refinery Limited, where I set up the full infrastructure. I enjoyed doing that because that was a new learning for me. And when I had to manage ERP, even that. So for me, I love what I do. I'm passionate about whatever I start working on. And probably even when I was writing this book, I became so engrossed and so involved and so happy about writing and publishing that I can only say that I really love what I do.
So Geeta, as you said that you were the first woman engineer in this corporation that you worked, and it is a mega corporation with so many facilities for the people who work there. Despite that, being the first woman, you must have come across humongous challenges to break through to make your way. Can you just walk us through those experiences?
Yeah, I was put in the plant and I had to wear boiler suits and safety shoes. So initially, I was a bit reluctant. I went in saris, and the shop floor superintendent told me, "No more saris. You have to wear pants and you have to wear safety shoes." So that's how it started. But yes, that was one of the initial stages. Later on, when I moved into a higher management cadre, there were doubts in people's mind as to whether you can recruit more ladies because they may also face the same problem. So I had to literally prove that an engineer is required. So when I was asked to recruit people, I made sure that ladies are also recruited. They are not being they are not sure. So this is one of the items. Second one is that when I had my children, we did not have fresh facilities at that point in time. So for 1 or 2 years, even I had to keep my children with my parents and uh, work in the refinery. But despite that, when management started recruiting ladies, I was also one of the persons going ahead requesting for crash facility. So at each level, I have tried to see that I get more ladies involved or get recruited into our organization.
That's very nice and very kind thought. You are trying to support a vast group of workers who face these challenges every day. So, Geeta, you've been a very successful person in your career, and in your terms, what is the measurement of success, or what should be the measurement of success?
See, I have always believed in delivering better performance. God has given each one of us some talent or the other. We are all very unique and there's a lot of place for each one of us in this universe. So, demonstrating your talents, doing very well, doing hard work or persisting and persevering, having passion. These are all required for a person to go ahead. It's not easy work. You must be ready to sacrifice a little bit, perform, and deliver outstanding performance.
So how can one actually scale their career? I mean, no, you study and you qualify largely and get into a job. Then how does one scale from there? There is a natural growth path, of course, but how does one scale up very determinedly at a faster pace?
Uh, as I have mentioned in this book, there are certain tips that I am sharing in the book. Setting a goal, motivating oneself, and then using different habits which can help you work better, be more effective in whatever you are doing, restraining yourself, which is on self-discipline. So, if a young professional goes through this, it has a lot of tips for the person to understand, try and do better. Of course, life is not a bed of roses. You will face a lot of obstacles. There will be a lot of challenges. But the main thing is that you should not quit. You should try and see those obstacles as opportunities. In fact, I have written a couple of verses in this where I mentioned that see those stumbling blocks as pebbles only, just pebbles. They are not stones, they are pebbles to be overcome, and you can go further. This book I would say is a like a navigation path. You have a destination where you want to reach. Go through this book, treating it as a roadmap, and you can achieve success. In my
So,
life, I have had lot of stumbling blocks. There have been lot of problems. There have been setbacks, but then I have always been very positive about everything. Even when I wrote this book, as you know very well, I had certain problems, certain calamities which were happening. But then I believed in something which is also mentioned in the book. You believe in providence. If you're determined to get something done, providence helps you. That has been one of my mantras, which has helped me over whenever I have been subjected to difficulties in my life.
and that's the way to bounce back, actually, to be resilient and then bounce back. So you
Right.
have done that all your life, and you have worked with large teams, and you
Right.
have led a team of men and women equally. And
Yes.
Doug Smith once said that teams share the burden and divide the grief. So throw some light on this, teamwork as a team leader, as a team builder, as a team player. How
Yeah.
did you succeed in doing that?
uh, See, I had a team which had different type of people. I always told them that one complements the other, and I always used to tell them one more thing, that treat it like a wedding in your family. When you have a wedding in your family, each one offers themselves that I will do this, I will do that, I will do this. And likewise, when each person comes and willingly says that I am there to help you, that team succeeds. So the main thing which I have been, see, at times I have been at a level where I had to guide or direct or lead them. And I knew that my skills were not as good as theirs, but I would stay with them. When we had this implementation of SAP in Bharat Petroleum refinery, I was the lead of one department, and my staff were working throughout the night to see that it goes live at the refinery location. There were a lot of things to be done, and I was not skilled in those to actually do what was required. And my team went ahead and did it, and I was just sitting in the room saying that, do you want tea? Do you want coffee? Can I get you something? So the team worked, and we could be the first location to go live. Likewise, there are many instances in where I have asked them to compare the work either to a wedding in the family, or like your a team cricket team. I think you can understand that cricket team does not have only uh, batsmen or bowlers. They have a team of few batsmen, few bowlers, few fielders, whatever you.
Yes,
So
everybody
each
has
one
a different
complements
area.
the, yeah, each one complements the other and offers to help.
So that was a nice thing you said about your teamwork where people were taking initiative. There are also, types of people who take initiative, and there are types of people you have to actually drive them forward. So,
Right.
how did you balance between these two type of people?
Yeah. When I have team where people are shirkers, I get them around. I try to understand what their actual problem is. They are not going to share, but body language and the problems that they are facing, we can understand and we can empathize with them. Once you empathize with them, they come around. They come around and they are also more than willing to offer their share. And that is how I think I have been able to manage and lead. And probably the BORL experience, I can tell you that's the first digital smart refinery in India. We have everything online, and I did not have staff. I had just 5 to 6 new trainees, and everything has been done in house. Everything has been done in house. So I can say that was one big experience for me where I could get newcomers to actually perform.
Actually, they
So
have the fire in their belly. All these trainees, they
yeah,
want
yeah,
to get somewhere in life, and that is the reason why they actually work harder
yeah,
than the others.
right, right.
So, Geeta, you have had a long stint at work, you have become an author, and now what else? Who else is Geeta?
This is just the start of the author journey. There's still more to learn in this. Marketing is one. Actually, I like to learn. And basically, I joined this course only to learn how to write, how to publish, and how to market. And basically, that, what you say, that enthusiasm has been satisfied, or that need has been satisfied. And there's so much to learn that I really don't find time to think of anything else right now. But yes, maybe coaching at a later date or something. Right now, I have not planned. And you know very well that once I get into something, I go all for it. My
You were
book
talking
also
about
speaks.
some course, you just mention a bit about that?
Yeah, maybe digital coaching, or not yet decided. Maybe I
Mhm.
may go into it. But there's right now so much to learn in this. Let me complete that. Then I will come out.
So writers are creative persons. Besides, being so technical as an engineer, you are also a creative writer. Now you have proved it. So what is the other aspect of your creative side? Anything else? Any hobby? Anything that you have been,
Uh,
wanting to do or doing, perhaps?
I'm basically an organizer. I organize events. I also take part. Generally, I like to get people to perform. So, what happens when I see that they are inhibited or they don't come forward? I start off, and once they get in, I withdraw. So, this is how I get people to take up different activities. Lot of activities I have organized, and then another side that I started some time back was designing costume jewelry.
Hmm,
So I
that's
have a
interesting.
website. Yeah, I have a website where I have sold more than 500 odd different jewelry made of different materials: wood, silk thread, cotton thread, metals, all types of beads, terracotta, polymer clay. I make beads out of each one of them. I design the pendants and the earrings, and yes, youngsters love them. Initially, I was not able to do, but then I understood what their taste is and went about designing. I have a website, and yeah, many have been sold.
What's the name of your website?
Gehenna is there on Facebook. I will send you the link which you can show so that people can go there and maybe love the jewelry there.
Oh, yes, I will be putting that in the description below. And viewers, I hope you are loving this conversation with Gita Ramachandran. And while she takes a hot sip, let me make an appeal to you to please subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon to stay notified. Do post in your comments in the comment box below. Thank you so much for being with us on this show. And Geeta, coming back to you, what is your, three pieces of advice for the youngsters of today? One, two, three. What should they do to have a fulfilled career?
The first thing is that they should be really passionate about what they are doing. Be ready to put in hard work. That is, be passionate, be persistent, to persevere, and you will hit the goal. Whatever you desire, you must be ready to act. You must be ready to sweat, and you must be ready to dream. First of all, dream and then fulfill. And yes, this book is going to help you. Do buy this book, read, and follow the tips.
Thank you so much for sharing those valuable three P's with our new audience, and so much grateful to
Perspiration,
have you.
perspiration, passion, perseverance,
Yes.
persistence, and perspiration. I
So
think
thank you
that's
so much for sharing those valuable insights on this show. And I am honored to have you on this show today with us. On
In
that
fact,
note,
I am honored to be on your show, Vikram, with a bestseller tag for all the books that you have written. You are an inspiration for each one of us.
thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Oh.